One simple step is all it takes sometimes. I'm quite particular when it comes to my mascara. I like my lashes to look a certain way and I like them to last a certain way. One of my favorites that I always go back to and I love using is the ILIA Beauty Limitless Lash Mascara. It's so beautiful. I'm telling you, it really does change the way your makeup looks. I'm going to show you my updated glowy makeup routine that I do every day. In summer, in autumn, in winter, it's my year-round makeup routine. That looks like you're wearing no makeup, but you are. I feel like if you're chasing a couple products that will just enhance your skin rather than change it completely, this is the type of products you should be using or the routine you should follow. Always start with a hydrated base. So I use either a moisturizer, I use a serum on my face. Your makeup really does start at your base. So I feel like this is probably the most vital step in the routine. This also will protect your skin barrier and create a nice base for your skin tint to sit on top of. Now that our skin is all hydrated, I prefer a skin tint for everyday wear. It just looks a little more natural, and for my skin type, I don't like wearing anything too heavy because I am a little bit acne prone, so the lighter the better for my skin. Skin tints are also quite buildable if you want more coverage to your face, so they're very versatile. Always blending my face products with a brush. I feel like it has much more of a skin-like finish. After I have buffed in my skin tint, I will go in and add a bronzer or a contour. I've been using a liquid bronzer lately. I feel like it's easier to blend. Looks a little bit more airbrushed, a bit more natural. I just apply it to the usual spots where the shadows would hit your face, nothing crazy, kind of like so. And I also add a little bit of definition around the eyes. Again, just blending that in with a brush makes it look far more natural. After I've blended all of that in, I'll go in and conceal lightly in any areas that I want to brighten. Under the eyes, I usually put a dot here and then I drag it out here to complement that contour we just popped in. Then if I have any blemishes or any like dark spots that I want to cover, so I have a little pimple here, I'll just pop some on that. And that's probably about it. This is really the only step that I use a sponge for, and I always leave the parts under my eyes to set a little bit longer. So I blend out the facial concealer first, and then I go in and go under my eyes. Just to avoid creasing, I lightly set under my eyes with a powder puff with a loose setting powder, and then I'll also set in my T-zone only because it gets oily real quick. I just try and keep the powder products to a minimum when I'm doing a creamy, glowy kind of look. It just takes away from the texture of the skin if you're adding too many powders on top. Sometimes I alternate between concealer and blush and what I do first. With the cream blush lately, I've been loving adding it on top once I've added the concealer and the powder, just to add that natural glow back to the face on top. Surprise, surprise, I go in with a brush and just blend that out lightly. For my brows, I don't really do anything crazy. I kind of just go through and follow the natural shape. Sometimes I will go in and do a little bit more of a laminated brow kind of look, which I'll probably do today. Again, probably not the most natural. I feel like it just makes your eyes pop, especially once you've got your mascara on and it's all finished. I feel like a nice slick brow just really finishes that look. Depending on your face shape and the shape of your natural brows also depend on how you style them. For me, I have quite full brows. I've always had quite full brows, so I do like the fluffy look. When I'm doing a more natural makeup look, I'll always use a brown eyeliner if I'm doing eyeliner. Just draw literally the tiniest wing. And this is purely just to make the mascara look better. Like, it really just slicks up the eye. For lips, I'm going to use something very similar to my natural lip shade. I'm just going to quickly line my natural lip shape and just bring some color back into it. And then once I've got a rough outline of my lips, I like to use my finger and blend to make it look a little bit more natural. A little bit of a gloss to it as well, I guess. Beautiful. And now we're up to my favorite step, mascara. I feel like this step makes the biggest difference in your face. So let's get into it. I'm quite particular when it comes to my mascara. I like my lashes to look a certain way and I like them to last a certain way. And I think there's very few mascaras that do that for me. One of my favorites that I always go back to and I love using is the ILIA Beauty Limitless Lash Mascara. This one has been a bit of a cult favorite for a while. I'll show you the wand because that kind of sold me on it. It's really unique. See, it's double-sided. You can already see the length and the definition it's given my lashes just from a couple swipes. It's so beautiful. I'm telling you, it really does change the way your makeup looks. Before I start working on my other eye, I just want to show you the difference. How insane is that? It's one coat as well, which is crazy. Now I'm just gonna go in and apply a second coat, and I'm also gonna comb through with the comb side of the wand just to brush the lashes out a little bit and add a bit of length to them. I feel like this step really just finishes off my little lash routine I've got going on here. And then I'll also add a touch to my bottom lashes, but I don't like wearing a lot on there. Lightly tap it on there, nothing crazy. And that's it. Mascara is the final step of the natural daily glowy makeup routine that I do every day. If you want to try a new routine or lean a little bit more into your natural makeup kind of looks, this is one that you should try. Love you, bye.